What kind of fire do you have in your belly? What kind of fire do you have in your belly? What was it that got Jeremiah into the dungeon? What provoked so much hatred? Dungeon into a cistern sinking into the mud. There goes our moon from last night, beautiful full moon, and now it's on its way to bed. Still, it's quite up quite a bit, isn't it? And now it's about 6:20 in the morning, and there we have the moon was rising around 9. So obviously we're sheltered by the Mount Arbel, so it probably has another 2 hours left. So that's about it. It's about 40 minutes later every day, so it has a good 11 hours plus crossing our firmament. So here we have the sun about to rise. Well, it's risen a while, but a very intense cloud, quite a wall of cloud, won't be able to hold it back. You see the cloud with the golden, the silver rim, or every cloud has a silver lining. And this is more like a golden lining. So what kind of fire is in your belly? And what got Jeremiah into that cistern? Big water storage place filled with silt, and he's sinking up to his neck and maybe more. And the prince goes to the king and says, the leadership has done wrong. And the king had turned a blind eye to what they were doing. How oftentimes leaders are turning a blind eye to situations which should be called out. But there are power struggles, and Jeremiah's words upset the status quo. The status quo. That's exactly the opposite of fire in the belly. I've got fire to unleash on the earth. And how I wish it were burning already. What fire is in your belly? Do you want fire in your belly, or you prefer to be like the other guy in Luke chapter 12, and he had a big harvest and he just wants to indulge his bodily pleasures? And I can say to my soul, you just rest. Put out the fire. sit back, relax, enjoy. Don't worry about anything else. But that's the opposite to a parent who has a child that has an illness or was just in danger, and the passion with which the parents go to rescue the child. Or when somebody's house and property is in danger, what's the passion that triggers the heart? These are the tractor tow bar to pull out the boats. Tractors were my passion when I was a teenager. I knew a lot about tractors. See all the more and more jet skis around. Waiting to be towed out. Looking for my spot here to walk out there on the ramp for you. Yeah, I think I can get over from here. All these roots. Just 2 boats here on dock. Big boats, powerful engines. And they're nothing to the ship lines and the cargoes. It's so calm this morning. Oh, there was a fish just jumped here, right behind me, so I couldn't swing the camera that fast for him. You can still see the circles going out here. It might be hard for you to notice now, but they're melted into the water. Beautiful reflections. We kind of want that situation of comfort and sit back. Comfort zone. The passion that can fill our heart for good, that drove Jeremiah to speak out, to be engaged, to fulfill a mission. The awareness of being on a mission. And putting oneself completely into the mission. It's a great way to live. But then it wasn't just something external to Jesus, it was something in his heart deep down. And that was also in all of the prophets, burning in their heart. A great sense of love, of a world in need, being sent to bring a word of salvation, a word of hope, a word of life, a word of improvement and correction. There's life down here. There's probably a fish or something going around here right now. The water is a little bit murky. You see there's one there as well. Maybe it was the same one. It's inside his heart, it's deep down, it's investing his whole being. There's a baptism with which I must be baptized, and I can't wait. I can't wait. There was a woman 1500 years afterwards who was filled with that same fire, and she used those words. She said, if you are what you are called to be, you will set the world ablaze. It's that identity of person and mission. The mission isn't outside us, it's who we are. You are the message you're giving, because the words flow from being. Actions flow from being. Who we are, to know who we are, to know our identity. That we're sent. We're here on a mission with a purpose. To sow seeds, to be light, to be salt, to be it inside. That baptism for Jesus is always understood as Calvary. And it's not easy to be his disciple. Sometimes people won't agree. And Jeremiah will end up in the cistern, sinking down to his neck and maybe up to his mouth in the mud. And he's rescued on time. There's always a resurrection on time. To be able to endure contradiction, people who speak against what we know is best, what we know is right. To have a long-term view that moments of rebellion and disagreement, when well taken, endured, even to the point of Father, forgive them, they know what they're doing. It's not going to be an easy ride, but there's fire in the belly, and the mission will be accomplished. That fire of charity. The Holy Spirit is fire. For some reason, the Son is fire. Just an expression of that fire of love that creates, that gives life, that gives light. A fire that gives warmth. A world so in need of new life. People, God bless you. See you later, alligators. Let's do the little selfie moment here with the back to the sun. We usually do it the other way around. I don't know how this works. Let's experiment. See you later, alligators.